My name is Rob Wellington, and I'm the proud recipient of the Dory Painter Scholarship and the June and Craig Ponzio 0% interest loan that the Evergreen Bootstraps Foundation gave me back in 2007. Back in middle school, my dad passed away, and after he passed away, my mom had a very frank conversation with me about the importance of college and recognizing that it was the key to the future, but she also said that she probably wouldn't be able to help me pay for it since we had lost my dad's income. She didn't quite know what the solution was to paying for college, but she did know that academics and scholarships would be key. Although I didn't quite appreciate how expensive college was when my mom shared these words with me back in 7th grade, I took her advice to heart and spent most of my time in school studying and focusing on getting into the best college I could and getting the best financial aid package that was available for me. One thing I didn't realize while I was following my mom's advice and trying to earn the best grades possible from 7th grade on was that the notion of full rides coming from academics, especially at outstanding schools, is a Hollywood legend. Certainly, well-endowed schools and schools who want high-performing students will offer very generous financial aid packages, but for the cost of college, they are a far cry from a full ride, and I was left wondering what I could do. As I began my college search and thinking about what I wanted to do after high school, I realized that I wanted to do something with youth empowerment. I thought maybe teaching, but I also considered nonprofits. Ironically, at the same time, I also really wanted to go to a small private liberal arts college where I could get the best education I thought possible, have close interpersonal connections with professors, and get to try living in a state other than Colorado and have personal growth from that experience. But nonprofits and education and small private liberal arts colleges pay and charge very differently. As I looked at liberal arts colleges, I finally took my first college trip and went to the Pacific Northwest to look at colleges up there. I stepped onto the University of Puget Sound's campus and immediately fell in love with it. As I walked out of the admissions building, I thought to myself, this is the school I will go to. Yet, at the same time, I remembered talking with the financial aid and admissions counselors about the price of the college and wondering just how I was going to make the cost of Puget Sound and going into the education or nonprofit sector possible. Based on how much I loved Puget Sound after visiting it, during my senior year I did what, and looking back, seems like a very silly decision. I only applied to Puget Sound as a college. No other colleges were on my list. That is where I wanted to be, and I figured that I would somehow make it work. In the spring, I anxiously awaited my financial aid package and discovered that there was still quite a gap between what the college offered me and what actually needed to be paid. Yet, I was locked into going there if I wanted to go to college because it was the only school I applied to. I was lucky though. At the same time I had applied to college, I also started looking at scholarships. One of the scholarships I looked at was through the Evergreen Bootstraps Scholarship Foundation, now just called Evergreen Bootstraps. They had different categories of scholarships I could apply for, and one of them was specifically targeted at wanting to do stuff working with kids. Right around the same time my financial aid package from Puget Sound arrived, a letter came in the mail from Evergreen Bootstraps Scholarships. Bootstraps offered me between the scholarship and the loan was enough that by taking on an additional work-study shift at the University of Puget Sound and using some of the savings that I had put together for school, I was able to go to my dream college. 4 years later, I graduated from Puget Sound summa cum laude and would enter a Master's of Arts in Teaching program at the same school. Following the Master of Arts in Teaching program at Puget Sound, I joined AmeriCorps at the Ivy Dream Foundation in Boulder County for 2 years. While I was there, Bootstraps generously recognized that I was serving the country and gave me 2 years of forbearance on my loans. I didn't have to pay anything on the loans and no interest accrued. Following AmeriCorps, I have started as a case manager at the Developmental Disabilities Resource Center in Lakewood, Colorado, where I now serve children with developmental disabilities. I could never have gotten where I am. I could never have attended the college I wanted to had it not been for the generosity of donors like Dory Painter and June and Craig Ponzio. From the bottom of my heart, I sincerely thank you, Bootstraps, for all that you did to make college possible for me. Thank you all once again for your amazing support and generosity. Congratulations to the graduating classes of Conifer and Evergreen. May your experience through Bootstraps be as incredible as mine was.